Hey everybody, this is Nick from First Coast Math Clinic. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the slope of a line from 2 points. Let's get into it. And we use the letter M to represent slope. So let's say we've got points 2, 4 and 5, -1. All right, so let's plot these points on a graph. So 2, 4, x is 2, y is 4. Is right here, so that's point A. We'll make that point A, 2, 4, and B is going to be 5, 1. 5, -1, excuse me. So our slope, or our rate of change, is always written as a fraction. Our numerator is the change in y. So what's our vertical change to get from point A to point B? Our denominator is the change in x. So what's our horizontal change to get from point A to point B? And you may have heard this as the rise over the run. And the formula that we could use to figure out our slope, or our rate of change, is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So now, using the slope, when we have our points, we have our formula. All we have to do is identify our x1, y1, x2, y2, plot them into our formula, and calculate our slope. Now, the important thing is our value, whatever point we make x1, the y value has to be y1. Our x2, the y value has to be y2. So let's substitute those points in. So we're going to have -1, -1 minus 4. So that's our y2 minus y1 over x2, 5 minus 2. So now I've got -1 minus 4, which is going to give me -5 over 5 minus 2, which is 3. So this basically tells me from our slope that we're going down 5 and right 3 to get from point A to point B. And even if we decided to switch these points, right? So if I decided to make this x2, y2, x1, y1, we should still get the same answer. So if I do this again in red, so now I'm going to have 4 minus -1 over 2 minus 5. Using our subtraction rule in the numerator, we're going to have plus plus, so that's going to get 5 over -3. So now I'm going to do this in green. We're basically going to go in reverse. So I'm going to start at point B. We're going to go up 5 because our 5 here is positive, and we're going to go left 3. So positive 5 plus 5 minus 3 to get from point B to point A. All right, so again, our slope gives us our rate of change, how we get from one point to the next. All right, so let's get into a couple examples where we use our slope formula to find our rate of change, or our slope, between 2 points. Okay, so for number 1, we've got point A, which is -3, 5. B is 6, -2. So I'm going to make this my x1 and y1. So point A is going to be x1, y1. B is going to be x2, y2. And we've got our formula off to the left. So for our slope, we're going to have m equals y2 minus y1. So it's going to be -2 minus 5 and x2 minus x1. So 6 minus -3. Our denominator, using our subtraction rule, this becomes plus positive. So our slope is going to be -7, -2 minus 5. Again, using our subtraction rule, this becomes, actually, let me write this out. This becomes -2 plus -5. Our denominator is going to be 9. And then we get -7 over 9 as our slope. So we're going, since our slope is the rise over run, our vertical change over our horizontal change, we're going to go down 7. And then right 9. So from point A to point B, down 7, right 9. And then for number 2, I'm going to make point A again, x1, y1, and point B, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1, so I'll have negative 10 minus negative 4, and then negative 9 minus negative 7. Using our subtraction rule, we can rewrite this as plus positive, plus positive. We're subtracting a negative, or adding a negative plus a positive, so we want the difference. Negative 10 plus 4 gives us negative 6. Negative 9 plus 7 gives us negative 2. When we can divide this out, negative 6 divided by negative 2 is going to give us positive 3 over 1, and we want to keep our slope as a fraction. So for our slope here is going to be positive 3 over 1. So we're going to go 3 up and 1 right. And for your slope, you don't have to write up and right. I'm just writing it to specify what direction we're moving. But our slope here is 3 over 1. And here our slope is negative 7 over 9. All right, let's get into a couple more examples. So for number 3, we've got L is negative 9, negative 7, M is 4, 12. So I'm going to make this point my x2, y2, and M is going to be my x1, y1. So now let's substitute our points into our formula. So we'll have negative 7 minus negative 12 and negative 9 minus 4. Let's rewrite our numerator. So keep change, change, so it becomes plus positive. And our denominator is going to change as well. So we're going to negative 7 plus 12. And our denominator is going to be keep change, change as well. So plus negative 4. Negative 7 plus 12 gives us a positive 5. Negative 9 plus negative 4 gives us negative 13. And when we have a fraction like this with a negative in our denominator, I like to move that negative up to the numerator and rewrite this as negative 5 over 13. So in our slope, we're actually moving down 5 and then right 13. So our slope here is negative 5 over 13. And then number 4, do the same thing. I'll make this x2, y2 for A, which is negative 2, negative 5, and x1, y1 for point B, which is negative 1, negative 7. So our slope, we want the difference in the y's in the numerator, so we'll have negative 5 minus negative 7, and negative 2 minus negative 1. Let's use keep change, change, so this becomes plus positive and plus positive. So in our numerator, negative 5 plus 7 gives us positive 2, and negative 2 plus 1 gives us negative 1. All right, so I've got positive 2 over negative 1. Again, I like to pull that negative sign up to the numerator and make this negative 2 over 1. So we're moving down 2, but right 1. So our slope here is negative 2 over 1. So this video was on how to find the slope of a line given 2 points. Hope this video helped you understand this concept a little bit more. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is Nick from First Coast Math Clinic.